The Jewish Story. This week's story from the Holocaust is taken from the book Encounters Between Judaism and Modern Philosophy, a preface to future Jewish thought, written by Emil Fackenheim. Nazism was not nationalism or imperialism. These have limited goals. Nor was it a plausible reaction to defeat and depression, if only because no other nation ever reacted like Nazi Germany to these traumas. Nazism was more like pan-nationalism, totalitarianism, and anti-Semitism, for these are all nurtured by a groundless hate, have unlimited goals, and hence are insatiable. Nazism, in fact, could look like all these things before it happened. After the event, we may not ignore the difference between Nazism and pan-Germanism or other forms of totalitarianism, nor the fact that no other anti-Semitism ever made the murder of every available Jewish man, woman and child on earth into an unshakable principle. To come anywhere near grasping the scandalous particularity of Nazi idolatry, we must take the incredible leap from mere ideology to literal execution. The historian Alan Bullock writes of Hitler. Every single one of his ideas, from the exaltation of the heroic leader, the racial myth, anti-Semitism, the community of the Volk, and the attack on the intellect, to the idea of a ruling elite, the subordination of the individual, and the doctrine that might is right, is to be found in the anti-rational and racist writers, not only in Germany but also in France and other European countries, during the 100 years which separate the Romantic movement from the foundations of the Third Reich. By 1914 they had become the commonplaces of radical anti-Semitic and pan-German journalism and cafe talk in every city in Central Europe. Hitler's originality lay not in his ideas, but in the terrifyingly literal way in which he set to work to translate fantasy into reality, and his unequalled grasp of the means to do this. How can we understand this translation of fantasy into reality? By no means the work of one individual only, but implicating for 12 years the whole people and much of Europe. Notions arising in connection with ancient idolatry crowd back into the mind. The alien god within, who becomes an independent force when idolatrous passion and fantasy, toyed with too long and too seriously, have undermined the power of both the understanding and the will. The serious belief, immune to all evidence, that the idol can hear, speak and act. The final act of worship that no longer toys and plays but does not shrink from overt, total sacrifice. Yet a gulf separates Nazi from ancient idolatry. It is no worship, and indeed denies and destroys all form of worship. The Führer is no Roman emperor god, and there are no gods beside or above him. As for the myth of the 20th century, this is no genuine myth at all, but rather a creative invention, known to be so by inventors and believers alike. Belief, therefore, is not belief at all. There is, on the contrary, a total lack of all serious belief, and in its place there is make-believe. Yet this make-believe commands infinite passion and has the power to exact unlimited sacrifice. Please pass on these words.